In this talk, I will discuss about the working of the two houses. The Council of Estates in India is structurally patterned after the US Senate, but in respect of power resembles the British House of Lords more. Its claim to the status of the upper house rests in its composition. Like the US Senate, it represents the states rather than the people. More important, its membership is made up mostly of senior politicians. Such members have great control over members of the House of the People. In the bulk made up of junior politicians. It is fashionable in the media to describe this house as the House of the Elders. The Council of Estates is a permanent body. One third of its membership is renewed every 2 years through election. The House of the People has a maximum life of 5 years. However, the duration may be extended. During an emergency, by Parliament, by law, for a period of 1 year at a time, but in no case beyond a period of 6 months after the end of the emergency. Only once in India's parliamentary history, during the internal emergency, was such an extension made from 1976 to 1977. The House is constituted by notification of the Election Commission, but dissolved by order of the President on the advice of the Council of Ministers. There is no minimum duration of the House. The quorum of each House meeting is 1/10 of its strength. Each House has a secretariat of its own under the authority of the Speaker. In the case of the House of the People, and the chairman in the case of the Council of Estates. The summoning and proroguing of a session of either house is on the order of the President, but they are adjourned by the chairman in the case of the Council of Estates and a speaker in the case of the House of the People. The Vice President of India is ex officio chairman of the Council of Estates. Deputy chairman is elected by the members of the House. The House of the People is chaired by its elected speaker and, in his absence, the elected deputy speaker. Both the houses elect panels of members who would preside over their sittings in the absence of the respective officials. The posts of Deputy Chairman of the Council of Estates and of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the House of the People fall vacant on end of their membership of the respective houses, or resignation, or by a resolution passed by a house by a majority of the then total membership. Salaries of these officials, as also of the members, are fixed by laws of parliament. The roles of the chairman and the vice chairman of the Council of Estates and the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the House of the People are crucial to the working of parliamentary democracy in India. The chairman and, in his absence, the vice chairman of the Council of Estates presides over the sittings of the House. The Speaker and, in his absence, the Deputy Speaker presides over the House of the People. The Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of the Council of Estates, but the Deputy Chairman is elected by the Council from among its members. The Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the House of the People are elected by members from among themselves too. The Chairman of the Council of Estates may be removed only as the Vice President of India. The other officers may be removed from their respective positions by ordinary majority. They preside over the sittings of the respective houses except when their removal is under consideration. The chairman of the Council of Estates oblique the Vice President of India does not preside over the Council of Estates when he is functioning as President of India. The presiding officers adjourn sessions of their houses and reconvene them after adjournment. A convention is growing in the country for the chairman of the Council of Estates and the Speaker of the House of the People to quit their parties to play a neutral role in the legislature. They do not vote in the houses but may register a casting vote in case of a deadlock in the House. Many of these officials have gone back to their parties after quitting office. The Speaker does not speak so much in the House of the People as for it vis-a-vis the executive. The Speaker presides not only over the House of the People but also of the joint sittings of the two houses when the President orders them to sit together. When the President addresses a joint session of the two houses, however, no one else is in the chair. As in the case of the British Queen's address to Parliament, the President of India is in command. His role as a guardian of parliamentary proceedings has given the Speaker great status. He disciplines the members and sometimes throws out the rowdy ones. His rulings guide the speakers of the state legislative assemblies. Some of the decisions of the speakers on disqualification of members under anti-defection law and violation of parliamentary ethics have, however, proved controversial. He occasionally convenes the conference of presiding officials of the state legislatures. He fiercely defends the rights and privileges of the legislatures against judicial intervention. The chairman of the Council of States performs similar functions in that council. The language used in the proceedings is Hindi or English. Though the speaker may permit a member without proficiency in either of these languages to speak in her oblique his mother tongue. The proceedings are recorded only in those two languages. No discussion on the conduct of a judge of the Supreme Court or a High Court is permitted in Parliament except by way of presenting an address to the President praying for the removal of the judge. At the same time, courts are not to inquire into the regularity of its proceedings. No officer or member of Parliament in whom powers are vested by or under the Constitution for regulating procedure or the conduct of business or for maintaining order in Parliament shall be subjected to the jurisdiction of any court in respect of the exercise by her oblique him of those powers. This is in brief about the working of the two houses. In my next talk, I will discuss about various standing and ad hoc committees of the houses and the privileges of the legislature. Thanks for patient listening.